You are watching STV 6 p.m. News live from our headquarters here in Accra, in the city of Douala. The headlines: the CPDM Divisional Coordinator for Buri Division has challenged militants of Douala 4 municipality to vote the party during the December 6 regional council elections. Honorable Kone made the appeal during campaigns in Bonnaberry. Chief Roland Guy is now the new chief of Esenga village in the Douala 1 municipality. Elected over the weekend by the chief of Canton Bell, the new leader acknowledges the confidence and trust of the people while promising to fulfill all his duties. Details of this and many more in a bit. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining us on the first edition of the 6 p.m. newscast on Spectrum Television. I am Kone. As earlier mentioned in our headline, the CPDM Divisional Coordinator for Buri Division has challenged militants of Douala 4 municipality to vote the party during the December 6 regional council elections. Honorable Kone made the appeal during campaigns in Bonnaberry. Details with Peter Siose.
Honorable Collins is mobilizing Douala 4 councillors for a satisfactory victory in the December 6 regional elections. And the CPDM Buri Divisional Coordinator is leaving nothing to chance, despite the party's crushing majority at the council. We are not going to sleep thinking that the CPDM has a majority. A match is a match, and we are going to play fully. The Member of Parliament for Buri Centre has enjoined his comrades to give the ruling CPDM the most needed victory in the elections, a call that has been received with enthusiasm by councillors.
We are ready to go to vote for our candidate on the 6th December on this year, because we need to be on the rendezvous to bring our city in development.
The regional councils is believed by the government to be a sustainable catalyst for decentralization. The municipal councillors are aware of this and hope to play a major role in realizing its success.
The
message is simple because we are at a determinant stage in the history of Cameroon, and we must do everything to write our names in gold.
Inscrire nos noms dans ce registre en lettres d'or.
The campaign follows the push from the Secretary General of the CPDM Central Committee, Jean Kone, who has dished out instructions from party hierarchy over the conduct of the elections. He was in the economic capital Douala last week.
And now, out of politics, there is a Esenga village in the Douala 1 municipality now has a new chief, Roland Guy, elected over the weekend by the chief of Canton Bell. This new leader acknowledges the confidence and trust of the people while promising to fulfill all his duties. Once more, details with Oni Ladonet.
The mantle of leadership for Esenga, one of the villages in Canton Bell, in the Douala 1 municipality, now lies in the hands of Roland Guy. Installed over the weekend by the chief of Canton Bell, the new leader promises to exercise his powers in ensuring peace and security in Esenga village.
We are a big city today. We see people coming in from different neighboring countries like Chad and other countries. They come here, mingle with Cameroonians and start carrying out illicit activities condemned by the law. It is for this reason that we asked the divisional officer, with the support of the paramount chief, for the creation of a vigilante committee. 2 years ago, this committee was dissolved.
He further acknowledges the conflict between the village and the Douala Autonomous Port.
He exercised greatness in relation to taking a stand in the fight against the Douala Autonomous Port. that is the epicenter of our battle. It will be necessary to tell the population of Esenge that if today we are in a battle against the Douala Autonomous Port, it is with the unconditional support of the chief.
It should be recalled that on January 2018, about 50 households were ousted from this area. According to the former DO of Douala 1, Jean-Marie Takui, the land belongs to the Douala Autonomous Port. On this site, the Douala Autonomous Port wants to carry out a project to build a road axis, with compensations scheduled for the evicted persons. However, these victims say they had legally acquired their plots.
And now the Enterprises Upgrading Unit has beefed up the capacity of some companies on standard and norm. The aim is to make local enterprises competitive. Peter Susi with more.
The Enterprise Upgrading Service is training some corporate officials on standards and norms. The move is timely and comes within the context marked by health security of food, agro-nutritional norms in Cameroon, and a fast international commercial space.
Enterprises in Cameroon are many enterprises in Cameroon are small and medium-sized enterprises, and so in order to face competition with the big multinational companies, they have to undergo what we call restructuring, and the restructuring is through training and then implementing management systems that is going to help them be more performant.
Focus is on the management of an integrated system and the version 2018 of ISO 45001 norm and version 2015 of ISO 9001.
And so the training we are doing today is to reinforce our capacity in order to be performant on the field and help the companies to achieve certain goals, like obtaining certification.
Cameroon should be enterprise in Cameroon should be more competitive, and in order to achieve our goals, we need to have more tools and more knowledge in order to help company. So we are very glad to be here.
The 4-day training, which ends on Friday, December 4, is part of activities to mark the World Entrepreneurship Week.
And now the deplorable state of roads in Douala is an unwavering situation. Despite effort made by authorities to rehabilitate them, the population of Rong Puleng in Makepe in the Douala 5 municipality have been complaining of this daily ordeal which they have to face each day. Details with Krista Asek-Swele.
The pathetic state of roads in Douala is an uncheering issue despite efforts made by the government and the city council to rehabilitate this wide way leading from one place to another. This road needs to be fixed. We suffer a lot here. Here, at the Rong Puleng neighborhood in the Douala 5 municipality, circulating on this stretch of road, be it on a motorbike, in a vehicle, or on foot, can be likened to a church procession as everyone is struggling to make way for a passage to move on. Movement which is not that easy due to the numerous potholes, gullies and bumps which have obscured the entire road, causing huge traffic. When we buy our motorbikes, they don't last due to the bad state of roads. We suffer in traffic with clients. You can spend close to an hour leaving Rong Puleng to Charles de Gaulle, whereas it's a distance covered in 2 minutes when the roads are good. This situation has forced road users to devise a deviation path on the other side of the road or slow down to meander through the pool of water in the middle of the road. I'm packed because my vehicle is overheated. I want the vehicle to cool off before I continue my journey. We are obliged to use deviations to be able to go about our businesses. This alarming situation has caused the road users to question the quality of work carried out by the contractors, taking into consideration that the stretch of road has been rehabilitated not long ago. Suffering on a stretch of road which has been rehabilitated not up to 6 months is quite humiliating. Horrible daily ordeal for the road users who complain of daily pains they incur due to the deplorable state of the roads. Back pains, tiredness, traffic, lateness is what we suffer on a daily basis here. A situation which is experienced in many other municipalities in the economic capital city of Cameroon, Douala.
We now take you to news out of the country as Kenya sees a jump in confirmed cases of COVID-19. The country's colorful public transport buses called matarus have launched a registration system in the capital for passenger contact tracing. If a rider tests positive for the virus, other commuters will get an alert that they should go for the testing. VOA with more.
Matatus, or minibuses, are a part of Nairobi's street culture, but also, due to cramped quarters, a spreader of COVID-19.
We are worried because sooner or later that infection rate will go beyond expectation, and it also boils down to our clients, who are the commuters, who are the working class, who are the informal sector.
To combat the problem, Kenya's Matatu Welfare Association in November introduced a contact tracing application in the capital. The app works by asking passengers to register as having boarded a particular Matatu at a particular time.
The idea is very noble because, you know, when you're traveling, you won't know who has the virus or not. So at least with the registration, we'll be able to follow up and follow they're called what? The people who you are with contacts with.
The data is managed by a Kenya government-certified IT company. If a passenger later reports testing positive, the other riders will receive an alert. But there are limitations. Reporting an infection is voluntary.
If it is the other way around of enforcement, some people may try to beat the system or to just resist being coerced into certain things. We will not be able to achieve the goal. When we change their mindset, they'll be able to take up that as personal responsibility.
Kenya's health sector providers say contact tracing is critical for preventing COVID-19.
Even when you find the contact and you ask them to quarantine, you will not have 100% compliance with the quarantine. But even if you achieve 50% compliance with the quarantine, already you are actually contributing to reducing the spread and the force of the pandemic.
Kenya's National Transport and Safety Authority, NTSA, a partner on the contact tracing program, says if helpful in Nairobi, they will expand it.
Any effort by any entity that would help minimize the spread and the deaths will be embraced. So yes, if it is something that we can work with, we will promote it both in Nairobi and the other cities.
As Kenya navigates a second wave of COVID-19 cases, millions of Matatu riders can help beat the virus, one ride at a time. Ruth Almendorp for VOA News, Nairobi.
And now, before we get into our sport page, the Lower House of Parliament is in mourning following the death of Etienne Tamara, the former Deputy President of the National Assembly. He died on Saturday, November 28 in Tokomberry in the Far North region. He served as a Deputy President for more than 20 years. And onto our sport page, competitions for the CAF Champions League officially started on Sunday, November 29, 2020. This competition, which opened with the preliminary rounds, witnessed the defeat of the reigning Elite One champions, the PWD of Bamenda, against the Kaiser Chiefs of South Africa. Onila Donet with more. And that brings us to the end of the 6 p.m. newscast on Spectrum Television. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching and have a beautiful evening.